October 1991, the year of the perfect storm, when a hurricane combined with a huge cold weather system. The resulting storm killed 12 people and caused $200 million in damage.
Spaghetti models, Diane, and you can see it's a compelling watch on that eastern seaboard because as of yesterday, most of the models were leaning out toward the Atlantic. As of today, the majority turn this storm system by the end of the week somewhere into that northeastern corridor, and that means some of the worst weather in New York City toward Boston. It reminds us a lot of another storm in recent history.
We're looking at 40 to 50 foot waves, gale force wind.
It would be a disaster, epic proportions. It would be the perfect storm.
This storm could be worse, and forecasters say it could blast much of the East Coast, even coming on shore. As Hurricane Sandy moves up the coast, it will meet up with an Arctic front moving across the U.S. and get extra support from the jet stream with a blast of Arctic air from the north. Three elements colliding over the country's most populated corridor.
That's right, Sandy has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but that's just temporary. This 900-mile-wide behemoth is forecast to become a hurricane again and join forces with a major winter storm. Multiple states are now issuing state of emergency alerts, and for many, today is the calm before the storm, a last chance to stock up, batten down, or just
Still very windy here. We've had wind gusts of 50 miles per hour plus. You can see that choppy surf behind me at about 10 to 15 foot waves. There was a 31-foot wave way out at sea. Speaking of way out at sea, that's where Tropical Storm Sandy is. Yes, it was downgraded, but you can't let that fool you because it will re-intensify. You can see the satellite picture here that gives you an idea of where the storm is, moving now north-northeast at 10 miles per hour away from Florida. Next stop is the Carolinas, and eventually that potential date with weather history.
Its path of destruction has already left at least 43 people dead across the Caribbean. Through the weekend, the storm will hug the Carolinas before turning its eye directly toward the coast, somewhere between the mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and New England by Monday night. Tropical Storm Sandy is a strong storm alone, but she's about to get infused with two atmospheric players. Sandy's tropical fuel will meet up with a trough from the west. That basically means a whole lot of energy and cold, dry air to mix in. Then you've got this high-pressure system parked over Greenland. That creates a blocking pattern, forcing energy back toward the storm and driving it into the east coast. The biggest concern in the coming days is the potential for 4 to 10 foot coastal surge. That is expected in vulnerable areas like D.C., New Jersey, and New York, where evacuation orders may be enforced.
Thanks a lot, Ginger. And we really are starting to feel the impact of that Texas-sized storm starting to wallop here. I want to give you a sense for how frothy the water has become. It's been whipping up this foam everywhere now across the mid-Atlantic. They are in full swing with preparations. They are even starting to hand out sandbags in Washington, D.C.
In the nation's capital, linesmen were out reinforcing power lines, bracing for days-long blackouts. And nearly the entire Navy fleet in Norfolk is now under sail, 23 ships steaming out of port and harm's way.
And the storm surge, it was mentioned once but needs to be mentioned again, 6 to 9 foot possible in those cities you see there, Atlantic City included, New York City included, Long Island as well. And then we've got that rainfall, because you've heard a lot about it. At best, locally, some places could top out at a foot or more after this is all said and done. You can see that heart of it, that 6 to 12 inches, and then it extends back into, again, parts of the eastern Great Lakes where you get anywhere from 3, 4, or even 5 inches of rain when this is all said and done. So flooding is going to be a problem. Coastal flooding, one of the major issues. Oh, and there's snow. I'll have more.
If you're looking at about 3 feet of water before it tops the area here, all that water runs where? Into subways, and that's their biggest concern, that they may have to close down buses, may have to close down subways. There's a lot of weather problems and a lot of effects from the weather that will be involved in this storm. It's not just the storm surge, it's wind, it's flooding rains, and then it's the
If you get a 10 to 20 foot wave, and then you on top of it have all that water surging with the storm, this place, Atlantic City, along with all barrier islands, that's why we have a mandatory evacuation after 4 p.m. today.
250 miles away pushing these 60-mile wind gusts right in here. And this looks like some sort of semi-apocalyptic storm. This is not snow. This is sea foam roiled up by the ocean. The waves out there about 30 feet high just beyond the coast here, and it's kicking up this very strange phenomenon of sea foam. While a lot of the folks here are accustomed to hurricanes and storms of this ferocity, what they have not seen is this cold combined with it. It is absolutely cold out there, and hour after hour, Sam and George, it has been getting colder out here. The weather is intensifying, and it's just going to get worse. This is just a sliver of what the folks up north are going to see.
It's Mother Nature's October surprise, a storm so big and so destructive it could throw the campaign's final week into chaos. For President Obama, it meant canceling 2 upcoming campaign events and visiting FEMA headquarters, vowing an immediate response to the storm.
We're going to cut through red tape. We're not going to get bogged down with a lot of rules. We want to make sure that we are anticipating and leaning forward.
There are political stakes too, a chance for the president to show decisive leadership or to take the blame if the response is bungled.
Today, when we get home, put in our prayers the people who are in the East Coast in the wake of this big storm that's coming. Let's not forget those fellow Americans of ours.
With the storm coming and the race so tight, both campaigns are trying to bank as many votes as possible in states with early voting, with lines especially long in Virginia and Maryland.
Sandy may pose the greatest risk to human life.
You can see how the winds are continuing to whip.
This is shaping up to be quite the monster.
The forecasters could hardly be using stronger language. It conjures images of movies like The Perfect Storm. And The Day After Tomorrow, where a giant wave hits New York City. But in real-life New York, we found a lot of people who say they don't believe the hype.
What are you going to panic? We're New Yorkers.
Part of the problem, the last big storm to come through here, Tropical Storm Irene, did a lot of damage to outlying areas, but was pretty much a big nothing burger for New York City.
Oh, I think last year was like, oh darn, and then this year, I think we're used to it.
And that's why the Orangs, who live in an evacuation zone, are blowing off the warning.
We're not really worried about the flood.
The governor of New York is very worried about this psychology.
This is not the time to take a chance, but whatever it is going to be very serious. And again, it is nothing to be trifled with.
It is helpful to remember forecasters are often right. The movie The Perfect Storm, that was based on a real storm that took real lives. And remember Katrina? Thousands of people wouldn't or couldn't heed the warnings and had to be rescued. So how do we handle any creeping cynicism or complacency in the face of warnings about Sandy? Perhaps we take our cues from the movies.
This storm is going to get worse. We stay inside, we keep warm, and we wait it out.
In addition to preparing for the final week of this hard-fought race, President Obama, Mitt Romney, and their campaigns are preparing for Hurricane Sandy.
In times like this, one of the things that Americans do is we pull together and we help out.
I know that right now some people in the country are a little nervous about a storm about to hit the coast, and our thoughts and prayers are with the people who will find themselves in harm's way.
I'm worried about keeping people alive first. If they're not alive, they can't vote.
Will the storm impact the race?
Well, I hope it's not going to affect the voters.
Today, with new details from Sandy's aftermath, the storm is now blamed for at least 72 deaths. 6 million homes and businesses still have no
power. But as the cleanup efforts now continue, new dangers are appearing in the aftermath of Sandy, including the threat of fire.
Sandy left behind a sea of destruction in New Jersey, and the danger in Maniloking isn't over. A high-pressure gas main broke and gas is pouring out of the floodwaters. After losing everything, families now fear the natural gas leaking from the piles of rubble that has already sparked several fires. President Obama accompanied New Jersey Governor Chris Christie for an up-close look at the damage, and entire neighborhoods washed away. The boardwalk is in ruins, and thousands of people are still trapped in Hoboken.
It's scary. You don't know how long you're going to be stuck here.
In New York, there's also severe damage. It's remarkable no one died here at Breezy Point, where residents returned to salvage anything they could. Lights are slowly coming back on in Lower Manhattan, and work continues to restore other areas. The National Guard was called in to help evacuate hundreds of patients at New York's Bellevue Hospital, one of the largest trauma centers in the nation.
Conditions have been deteriorating since Sandy hit.
To judge by Times Square today, Sandy seemed to be more of a myth. But downtown, it's clear the Big Apple took a big hit. Lower Manhattan, normally vibrant and bustling, now looking eerily like something out of a disaster movie. Many of the city's famed skyscrapers now dark, forcing residents like 25-year-old John Chiro to make a 12-story trek home. When Sandy slammed into New York City last night, all expectations were shattered. There was more water moving with more force in more directions than was ever foreseen.
This is just unbelievable. We're downtown by the towers.
The incredible record-setting 14-foot storm surge hit like a liquid fist, punishing Battery Park City, southern Manhattan.
We found ourselves stuck on an island within an island.
We were forced to hunker down in vehicles overnight. And it's not just the water. 70-mile-an-hour winds scream through the city, collapsing this construction crane mounted on this midtown high-rise. Streets are closed all around, buildings evacuated. Even guests in the nearby luxury Parker Meridian Hotel had to find somewhere else to stay. Downtown, the wind ripped the entire facade off this building, exposing the apartments inside like a dollhouse. An explosion at a utility company substation plunged much of Lower Manhattan into darkness. Today, almost 750,000 residents, no power. The storm virtually crippled one of the wealthiest and most powerful cities in the world. For the first time since 9/11, bridges and tunnels leading in and out of the city closed. Meanwhile, the water just kept coming, floating cars like boats and flooding the 9/11 memorial site. But the real job may lie below, as the surge of water has inundated the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel and the city's subway system. We went into the labyrinth of debris, water, and damage that are the city's subways, with MTA official Joe Leader.
This wall here is from down here. That's how much the water pressure was.
Oh, man, it's got to weigh 200 pounds. The subways are the vital arteries that keep Manhattan alive, and right now most of the downtown tracks and all of the tunnels leading off the island are flooded. These are the stairs going down into the subway, and this is a wall of water.
Actually, this is about 3 levels.
This is a complete disaster. Hollywood has always had a fascination with the effect of a mass calamity on New York City, from natural disasters to a man-made plague, or even an alien invasion. While the aftermath of Sandy isn't quite as dramatic as that in the movies, make no mistake, Sandy will have a profound and lasting impact on the people of this city.
But as you well know, there are some towns in this storm vicinity that are really in a race against time, and it's happening right now.
Perfectly surreal, canoeing through block after block. But the real concern here, people. There are lots of people still here, stuck in Sandy. They decided to ride the storm out. People in wheelchairs we saw. We saw children here. And the evacuations have been going all day, but they are still stuck here, and they are scared because they smell gas in the air. There is fuel oil and gasoline on the floodwaters which extend across the town, and they have been told by the fire department, Diane, that there is, in fact, a chance that if something sparks back here, if something ignites, the whole town could blow.
And I've covered storms for probably 30 years now, and we have never seen a hybrid storm make a turn onshore, and that is why Sandy's extremes are so shocking.
Hurricane Sandy took America on a roller coaster ride last night, a frightening, twisted ride we will not soon forget. Turning the streets of New York into something more like the canals of Venice.
We are standing at the rolling water laps over the edge here. There's already a little white cap there.
And giving us images of the Jersey Shore that remind us of the tsunami in Japan. But what made this hurricane so powerful? It's been called the perfect storm, or superstorm. To make it required unique elements, a trifecta of destruction. It was a hurricane wrapped up in a giant nor'easter, pumped up by the jet stream. A record low barometric pressure meant that somewhere this storm was going to open up and explode when it made landfall. Then add a sharp left turn that sent it veering directly toward the coast with giant swells of water. And if all those things weren't enough, even the moon was on Sandy's side, with an astronomical high tide delivering higher water levels than normal. But what there will be no debate about is that when it comes to Sandy, we'll be dealing with the aftermath for the foreseeable future.
Normally when a storm goes by like this, it gives you clear skies to clean up after. This storm is going to be working through Pennsylvania, working through New York State, and finally by the end of the week, coming out in Canada and exiting probably in those Canadian Maritimes. But the entire time, the zone that was hit by Sandy will still be feeling those tropical storm force winds, even some rain, and now it's getting
Western Maryland remains buried in snow. Up to 2 feet in some areas, one of 8 states walloped with blizzard conditions when Sandy roared through. In West Virginia, even those sent out to rescue others had to be rescued. Truckers and travelers were forced to wait out the blizzard when a major highway from Maryland to West Virginia was shut down for nearly 50 miles. When we caught up with Kevin, he'd been stranded for 15 hours. In Maryland, road crews struggled to open the road.
The problem isn't just the depth of this snow. It is deep, but it's the weight. This is a very heavy, wet snow. You can see the branches of the trees. They just can't stand up to it.
All those falling trees brought down power lines.
This is video to Loki, New Jersey. This location's about midway between the popular resort towns, Seaside Heights. This is a fire that has been burning for it has it looks like at least 10 to 15, maybe even more of these homes have been to the ground. The area right now inaccessible from the mainland. This is a peninsula accessible only by bridge. The nearest bridge right now is currently cut off. Fire department can't. Besides, even if they could, it looks like as the storm surge came up, it deposited anywhere from 10 to 15 feet of sand across the roadways here. That needs to be cleared by bulldozers right now. No way to extinguish this fire in pricey Mantelope, New Jersey.
Above ground, cleanup is just as formidable. You see the color? That is fuel, that is oil, and that is transmission fluid. Each one is toxic, each one a hazardous material. This morning, 750,000 people are still without power. Public schools remain closed. Nearly 4,000 utility workers from all over the country are rushing to New York today to help turn the power back on.
You should not expect those people that do not have service today to get service much before the weekend.
A weekend that should be one of New York's busiest, as thousands of people begin traveling across the world for the annual New York City Marathon, a race where just starting now matters much more than finishing.
We're essentially inside the storm, Diane. It is just to our south, and we're easily getting into some of the worst gusts, 60 to even 74 miles per hour, that threshold of hurricane force, one of the worst storms that has ever hit Atlantic City. This city is basically underwater. Water from the ocean, water from the bays, it is everywhere. This is the storm that we forecasted, and then some.
It is chaos along the Jersey Shore. The superstorm battering the barrier islands. In the crosshairs, Atlantic City. The road into the seafront town is completely submerged. Damage started early. Massive chunks of boardwalk littering the streets. Street after avenue after cul-de-sac inundated.
You gotta take a look at this. All the winds have picked up, and this is what happens. Debris, like pieces of the boardwalk, have come for 3 blocks. That's the ocean back there. Huge waves crashing up and over. Did you see that one? Pushing ocean water. The storm is on top of us right now.
And it's only going to get worse during the next high tide.
Standing in water, New York Harbor is actually over the edge here, and we're standing in it. This is, by the way, driftwood that just washed up. Now, you know, before I came to ABC News, I covered New York weather for 25 years. I have never seen water in Lower Manhattan. There is water now on the streets in Lower Manhattan.
The East Coast is being pummeled with the power of a record-breaking superstorm.
Oh my God, it's washing everything away!
90-mile-per-hour winds, driving rain, record-breaking high tides, and rough surf lashed the coastline as the storm made landfall in southern New Jersey. The mid-Atlantic and southern New England shores hit hard by flooding. Water lapping at the doors and sea foam piled up high on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights. In New York City, a construction crane buckled, dangling in high winds, and raising the concern of other construction sites. The governor closed bridges, tunnels, and doubled the number of National Guard troops deployed. North Carolina has been pounded by Sandy for over 50 hours. Roads have been washed away, and this house in Rodanthe swept into pieces. Up and down the East Coast, residents were warned to stay home and take mandatory evacuation orders for low-lying areas seriously.
This is not a time to be stupid. This is a time to try to save yourself and your family.
Public transportation for over 12 million people was shut down in New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. And concerns don't ease after Sandy's landfall. More than 1 million people in 11 states are already without power, and as many as 10 million may lose electricity as the storm pushes inland.
That wall of the sand berm that they built all along this shore here, it held out for quite a while, but if you look over my shoulder here, it is all now but obliterated. The pounding surf and the rising tide just took it out, the erosion, the wind, it is gone, and now water is flowing from the beach here into the city of 35,000, this suburb of New York City. They're expecting a storm surge of somewhere between 4 and 8 feet. It is possible this entire low-lying barrier island will be overflowed with water in the next 12 hours.
It's a massive effort for a massive problem. 64,000 utility workers in a dozen states working round the clock to turn the power on. In remote areas of Appalachia and from Ohio well into New England, it's a race against time as temperatures drop into the 30s in places. Getting the lights on means bringing in more than 40,000 workers from 49 out of 50 states. In California, the Air Force began airlifting more than 60 utility vehicles to New York today aboard huge cargo planes. At its peak, more than 8 million customers had no electricity. It's half that number now. And 1 million more get their power back each day, better than after Hurricane Irene. On Long Island, we found this crew working 16-hour days, their own homes without electricity, repairing a downed line for powerless residents.
Man, this is really nuts. That's a road right there. I never witnessed anything like this ever.
New Yorker John Candelaria bearing witness and recording Hurricane Sandy Monday night.
You can hear it howling, just whistling.
Then he spots a taxi trapped in a whirlpool. He leaves the safety of his apartment, wades into icy floodwaters, and saves a total stranger.
When I got to him, the water was already up to his chin. 5 more minutes and he would have been drowning.
Neighbor Rita Callahan watched him do it.
He saved his life. Bottom line, he's a hero.
I was never a lifeguard at all. And this was my first time actually jumping into action and saving somebody. I didn't know I had it in me.
Back in New York, John Candelaria has a memento of his heroism, a single snapshot with the cab driver he plucked from the rushing water. He doesn't even know the name of the man he saved. They posed for one picture, then parted ways to continue their struggle through the storm.
Even at this hour, take a look behind me. That is a line of cars waiting for gas. Many of those people have been waiting overnight. That line stretches for several blocks. The good news is the pain could begin to ease very soon. This morning, some of the much-needed gasoline is slowly trickling in. FEMA workers are coordinating free gas delivery at 10 sites across New York and the Garden State, like this one in Freehold, New Jersey. But help is on the way. 22 million gallons of gas the feds promised to hard-hit areas is now making its way to shuttered gas stations.
It's what Americans do best in times of tragedy, pull together to help one another.
You need help with the house?
And as we bear witness to the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy amidst the devastated communities, there is inspiration.
This is a neighborhood that sticks together.
This is a very strong community, and it will be again someday.
In Breezy Point, this bucket brigade brought much-needed supplies to a town first drowned by floodwater, then incinerated by an inferno. The volunteer fire department lost everything.
All our vehicles, all our equipment, hand tools, power tools, supplies, everything done.
But fellow firemen have come to their rescue.
volunteer fire department in the Bronx allowed us to use one of their spare vehicles that they had, and just something to get around in. That way, God forbid there is an emergency down here, we can get around and we can get to it.
So people are lending you trucks?
Yes.
This crew from Long Island rushed out to donate their old uniforms.
It's a time of need for other fire departments. We're all together. We all help each other out.
It's people like this here that get people back on their feet. Hot meals, all the volunteers, churches, they're the ones that make it happen.
Donna Soli, who last week vented her frustrations to Senator Charles Schumer,
"We're gonna die, we're gonna freeze,"
now says she's beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
He listened to my cries for help, and he's brought everything that he promised to bring.
At St. Thomas More, where many residents sought shelter from the storm, Mass was a chance to reflect and give thanks.